people do more for their skin?
In Singapore, I always say you need to put more sunblock. I always say you need to put sunblock every single day. It doesn't matter whether it's rain or shine, you're indoors or outdoors, you still have to put the sunblock because the UV rays are still there. It's not like you're at home and you get protected because the UV rays know you're at home, they don't come in anymore. Yeah, so it's still there, so you have to put your sunblock every day.
But I think a lot of people who work in the office, they feel like, I'm indoors. I'm not really outdoors. I go from the car park to the office and back to the car and back to my home. I'm not really walking around outside.
Yeah, but as long as there's a window, that's where the UV rays can come in. Yeah, unless you're saying you're living in a cave whereby there's absolutely no windows at all, no natural lighting at all. I guess that's one way.
Okay, I'll trust her because her skin is beautiful. Like Dr. Lynette, you gotta log on to Facebook.com and see Dr. Lynette's skin. So clean and clear and glowing as well.
It's got that pew quality that you always speak of for skin. The toing quality, that's right. Toing quality. QQ quality.
Yeah, they call it the Korean glass skin.
Oh yeah,
you have it.
We will actually do a deep dive into her skincare routine because this is coming from a skin specialist, right? So we would love to find out a little bit more from you on Facebook.com/1FM913, and we're also on YouTube this morning. So head over as we continue the discussion. Back with more with Dr. Lynette in just a bit.
The Brightside with Carol and Lavinia.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Dr. Lynette Yap. She is a general practitioner with special interests in dermatology and aesthetics. She trained in London, and just recently in 2019, you returned to Singapore after how many years in London?
So London was 5 years, and then Manchester was 2 years.
Oh, wow. So 7 years in the UK, and then you came back in 2019.
You don't look like you spent 7 years.
Yes,
I have no accent, no UK accent.
I know, right. Absolutely, darling. Actually, what is your skincare routine? I'm very curious.
Honestly, it varies on a day-to-day basis. So it depends on how my skin is at that point of time. Because sometimes I feel like it's very dry, sometimes it's very sensitive, and then I would tailor it based on that. Yeah.
Does diet affect your skin?
It depends. So most of the time, no. There hasn't been much research that says that oily food or spicy food actually cause you to have oily skin or acne at all.
Because that's what we hear all the time. Spicy food can lead to acne. Like, don't eat too much chili or whatever because it'll give you pimples. That's what I've heard since a child.
No, so there hasn't been any proper research done that says that. In fact, the ones that has come out so far only says like dairy products. So like milk, yogurt, cheese, those are the ones that actually cause you to have a little bit more pimples.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. And in fact, Dr. Lynette is going to run through some of these common myths that I think many of us have. I have them as well, and debunk them when we head back on air. But let's talk a little bit about how did you become a doctor? I mean, did you know from a very young age, this is what I want to be when I grow up?
I mean, my dad's a doctor.
Oh!
Yeah, so when I was young, I would always go by his clinic and watch him work and things like that. So I've always wanted to be one. He's the one who doesn't want me to be one.
That is so strange. Is he a Singaporean? He must be a Singaporean, right?
Yes, he's
for a
Singaporean.
Singaporean dad to say, no, don't be a doctor. What?
What did he want you to do?
He wanted me to do something that is not as tiring. He said for this, you have to work every day, 7 days a week, and you have to be there for your patients all the time. Your time is not yours. So he said that he wants for his daughter, he wants her to have like something whereby my life is mine, my time is mine.
Oh, that's sweet. So how did you convince him?
Oh, then I was the very rebellious kid who absolutely refused to listen to what he says. So I actually came up with a whole PowerPoint slide and presented to him the top 10 reasons why I should be a doctor and not any other profession.
Oh my gosh,
I love that. She says she's rebellious, but she comes with a PowerPoint slide. And maybe she give handout also, like, please refer to page 1.
Organized rebellion.
Can you share with us some of those reasons, those 10 reasons that you gave?
I want to know the top reason.
Yes.
Oh my God, this was so long ago. This was in 2020, I can't remember, 2010. I think the number one reason was I said that I could be his pride and joy.
Oh, I think that bagged it. That was like, okay, fine. With the tear running down his eyes. All right, fine. Go and do it. Go and do it. Yeah. Oh, goodness, that's such a great story.
And it worked though. You convinced him.
Yes, it finally worked.
Aw, maybe the number one reason.
Number one reason. And then also the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah.
I think that's
how
a winner
to say
right
no
there.
to PowerPoint slides.
I'm going to tell my kids, you want to convince me? You do a PowerPoint slide and then we get talking.
I think it does show a level of ability.
Yes.
You are organized about why you've thought through the process, and I think they want to see some clarity and
I think
conviction.
that was the biggest thing that they needed to know that it's not just a fad, not something that I would just want to do for a while and then leave it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
true.
on a whim, you're serious about
On
it.
a whimper?
Yeah, no,
Wimp.
on a whim. I beg your pardon on that. But let's do
On a whim.
Yeah. So we also know that Dr. Lynette spent 7 years in the UK. I mean, what was that like? What was it like practicing over there? How are the patients like compared to those you see in Singapore?
I think the biggest thing, like patients-wise, would be that patients there, they really like to know every single step of their healthcare process. So they will ask, what are the other options? What are the pros and cons of each option? They want to make a very informed decision. In Singapore, we have a lot more respect for doctors. So then we actually go like, doctor, I believe you know what's best, so I trust you.
Hey, I do that, no, because I do trust my doctors. She's my doctor.
Because
so.
you would have done your fair amount of research before going to the doctor in the first place, right? The reason why you rock up to a doctor is because you probably would have
for
done
me,
some
I do-
intel or deep dive.
I do go on recommendations from
Yeah,
friends and
exactly.
trusted
Yeah.
recommendations.
It's not like I rolled the dice and okay.
I did that once. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah. So, and what else do you notice about these patients? So in Singapore, they trust the doctors a lot, and they just want to get to the treatment, or like how does it work?
Yeah, they just want to get to the treatment. Then they want us to inform all their family and friends and update them as well. But in the UK, they're like, no, this is my privacy. If I decide that I want to tell them, I will tell them myself.
Okay.
Oh, that
So
is
it's very
very
different.
interesting.
How does the cost of treatment differ between Singapore and the UK?
So in the UK, it's completely subsidized. So it's paid by the NHS.
Wow.
Yeah, so for that, it has its pros and cons. Pros would be universal health care for everyone. The cons would be, honestly, the waiting time is really, really long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to get like a scan would be a few months. To get to see a specialist would be a few months.
So
down the
even if I
line.
had a skin question, I come to you, it's free? It's subsidized?
I mean, or in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like I had a growth or a bump or a keloid or something.
Yeah, but then you would need to be in the queue to come and find me.
So like
then.
5 years later,
I finally saw
Mrs.
Dr.
Doctor,
Lynette.
Mrs. Dr. Lynette.
She was single
single
when
and-
I put in the request, and then she got married, had 2 kids.
No, I don't think it's that long, right?
No, it's not that long. It's
Yeah.
not that long.
That's hilarious.
Okay, but it's, highly subsidized. Or
Does it
very
mean like
subsidized.
aesthetic procedures are subsidized?
No,
or-
so not everything is subsidized. So aesthetic procedures, it's not under the NHS. You have to pay yourself.
I see. Is it very popular in the UK? Dermatology, like aesthetic dermatology.
Yeah, it is very popular in the UK. I think there they do a lot more fillers than Singapore.
And what is the focus here when it
It's
comes
more
to
of
aesthetics?
having a more natural look.
The Korean glass skin. Eh,
Is that the trend now? Or is there another trend that is replacing that Korean look?
It's more of like having looking very glowy and looking like you don't have any makeup on, but you have like a little bit of makeup
so
on.
people come and say, I want to look like you, Dr. Lynette. Like basically your skin.
and then what do? You giggle and you go, stop it.
I say it takes a lot of work for now.
Oh, so it does take a lot of work.
I used to have really, really bad skin.
Really? Sheila, don't say such thing. Now you got to show me a photo. Then I'll believe you.
We got one
Yes.
Alun chiming in on Facebook this morning. Hello, he says, you can trust this doctor. Her skin very bright on skin. On
Hey,
screen.
there you go. There you go.
That's great. All right, we're about to jump back live on air. Join us on 91.3. Meanwhile, do send us your questions, any skin-related questions for Dr. Lynette Yap, and you stand to win a beautiful prize, a 60-minute Tremella facial worth $320 from Adiva Spa this morning. Okay, so send us those skin-related questions. I have a lot. In fact, I already chop her later. Look at the thing on my leg.
No, don't do it, Dr. Lynette. Don't.
Okay, hang tight.
Sting, ever lose my faith in you? That's not going to happen. Not in you, Carol, and not in Dr. Lynette. It's Carol and Lavinia here on the Bright Side.
We're chatting with Dr. Lynette Yap, who's a general practitioner with a special interest in dermatology and aesthetics. You're trained in London, practice here in Singapore, and you're with NYX Professional, and you can find out more about Dr. Lynette Yap and her work at nixpro.com. That's NIKSPRO.com. And we're also on Facebook Live this morning. Join us there for the discussion, and you can see how beautiful Dr. Lynette's skin is. In fact, someone said, "Oh, you can trust this doctor. Her skin very bright."
Yeah, it's true. So do you feel that kind of pressure, as a skin doctor, right? You have to have good skin. Do you feel that kind of pressure from work?
There is that pressure at work.
Yeah,
Whenever
right.
I have my pimple, I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to have one.
Then that day you mask up.
It was maskne, I think, mask acne.
Yes, it was.
And how do you treat that?
So actually, you treat it just like how you treat normal acne.
Okay.
It's just that normally you do have acne first, and then the fact that you're wearing the mask, it kind of exacerbates it in the way because your skin cannot breathe.
Right.
Yeah, then the sweat is there, everything is all stuck there for a while, especially if you don't change your mask very often or you use the reusable mask and forgot to wash them.
I know some people use the same mask for 5 days.
Don't shame them.
Some
Don't shame
people who
them.
work. Must be. But I can't imagine the pressure when you do get like a pimple. But that could be for so many reasons, right? Something, the weather, something you
completely
touch.
normal.
Yeah, you're patient. So what do you want to see people do more for their skin?
You were mentioning about sunblock, right? But anything we should know about using sunblock?
Yeah, so everyone uses sunblock, but then we don't use the correct amount of sunblock. So actually the amount that we need to use is quite a large amount. So I always say 2 finger lengths amount if you're just putting it on your face.
2 finger
Really?
lengths. That's quite a
the
lot.
entire length.
And like as thick as your finger? Like
Not
the
as thick
whole-
as your finger, so just like one line across.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're going to add the neck in, then it's 3 finger lengths.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, but
I've been
that's a
doing
really
like just the
good-
tips,
No, I actually use, maybe I use about 1.5 fingers.
Yeah, I look like the Chinese opera person, all white.
Right. Very, very beautiful,
You know, the opera
I
I know, but I don't
they're
walk
so
around looking
beautiful and
so
elegant. Or
white,
maybe
like geisha,
Yeah,
no.
but they're trained, professionals in the arts.
Okay, what is the minimum SPF though?
So the minimum SPF, honestly, it depends. So they always say the minimum SPF is SPF 30. That's because it actually blocks out about 98%. Oh, I can't remember the number, but 98% of the UV light.
Oh, wow.
And then if you do SPF 50, the percentage only goes up by a little bit. The problem
Okay.
is not everyone puts the correct amount.
Ah.
So then when you don't put the correct amount, you're not actually getting the SPF 30 or the SPF 50 that's stated on the box.
Okay,
You're getting
please
less.
help me with what's the difference in the first place? 30, 50, 70, 65. What's the difference? The
Basically, it's how long it takes for your skin to burn in the sun.
time? Okay.
Okay. So how do you calculate it from the SPF?
So when they do it in the lab, they basically check how long it takes for a person to burn in the sun. So at 30 minutes, this amount of people will be protected.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's SPF 30.
Correct.
And 50 would be 50 minutes, etc. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I just thought but here's a question about sunblock. There's mineral, there is the non-mineral one. I mean, is there differences?
Honestly, I feel like the biggest difference is as long as you use the sunblock, that is the best sunblock for you.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, got a question coming in from Eileen who says, my son is 15 and a half years old. He's got oily acne skin. Would you recommend taking Accutane?
Accutane, okay, so Accutane is a very extreme, it's an oral medication. So that's what we give for people with severe acne. So there are a lot of other things that you can take for mild to moderate acne that I would like to try first. Because oral medication, it goes to your entire body. You can't just say you want to target the face only. And it does affect the other organs. So obviously, especially if they are young, 15 and a half, I want to try things that are not as harmful first. Things that target just the skin, localized, and see if we can do anything from that point of view. Only if we feel like the first line, second line treatment, then we go on to the third line treatment.
Okay, fantastic.
Like this is an example, like you said, Singaporeans, their patients are very specific, talking about specific medications, specific ingredients, and asking you about that.
And
right? This
seeking
is a
help
great-
at a younger age as well. Yeah, even from
Yes.
parents who are coming in with their kids, right?
Yeah, I think my youngest patient with acne is 11.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
But do you think the tropics actually make it quite hard to deal with acne? We're sweating all the time. It's so hot here. I think in a cooler climate, not so bad. But in Singapore,
We sweat a lot, and then the other thing is kids don't shower immediately after they exercise. They like to move around and sit around, talk to their friends after they exercise, and that kind of makes it worse because you're like sitting in your sweat and the bacteria.
so you should be taking a shower after your exercise, not immediately or
Not-
immediately.
Like, don't sit around for 2-3 hours. Like,
Okay.
do it in the next 15 minutes. That would be best.
Okay, so
Yeah.
adults should take heed as well, yeah? All right.
Ah, okay, that's good advice.
We'll be back with more with Dr. Lynette Yap in just a few moments, but also join us on Facebook Live. It's facebook.com/1FM913 and on YouTube as well. Your chance to win a beautiful prize from Tremella Facial. It's $320, actually courtesy of Adiva Spa. Okay, we're
Yes.
pampering your face because we're talking about skin today. Okay, so head on over.
Radio.
Okay, I want to say good morning to Banana Nut Crunch.
So, what? I like
says-
his name.
Confirm her skin is smooth and bright. My son sees her in the clinic. She's very charming.
Oh, so this is a
Thank
patient's
you.
mom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, and we've also got Eileen who chimed in with a question. Want to say good morning to Trevor as well as Candida who are also online with us this morning. Hello, send
Hi,
us your
guys.
skin-related questions.
Yes.
Alicia says, how many times do you use sunblock or just once? Must top up.
Good question.
So if you're gonna sweat or if you're going outdoors, actually you're supposed to top up every 2 hours.
Okay, but you said just now, like say SPF 30 is for 30 minutes. So does that mean 30 minutes I got to top up?
So it depends if you're gonna sweat and you're going to be like underwater and things like this. So things that will actually wash off the sunblock, then you have to really retouch up every few hours.
Okay.
Then if it's just like a normal day whereby you're at home or going to work in office, you don't really sweat or anything, I normally touch up every 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
okay.
So anything that might wash off the sunblock,
Yeah.
right? But this is the thing, cleaning off the sunblock at the end of the day, there's a whole debate about it. Some people are like, no, not just soap and water. Some people are like, no, you must use your makeup remover. What's the deal with that?
Honestly, it depends on your cleaning process and what kind of cleanser you're using. If you're using a really, really gentle cleanser that doesn't really remove like the sweat-proof, waterproof makeup, then it doesn't really help with the sunblock as well.
Right.
But if you're using a good going cleanser and you're actually cleansing for a minute and actually rubbing it in for 1 minute, then it's actually okay.
All
Yeah.
right, so when it comes to doing your makeup, your routine, does the sunblock go on first or does the sunblock go on top of your makeup?
I don't put makeup.
Oh my goodness, this is you makeupless? What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
See, this is why I see her myself. You need to start seeing her
all
too,
her patients
Carol.
like Banana Nut Crunch are like very legit.
This is like the hashtag bare skin beauty.
Okay, but would you happen to know which step comes first?
So I normally put if my patients ask me, I always say put your sunblock 1st, and then after you can put your makeup after.
Okay.
And then to touch up, there is always like the CC version. So
Yeah.
then it's like basically sunblock in the CC compact, and then you just put it on. Or there's a sun stick that
Yeah.
you can roll on, or there's sun powder as well that you can put on. That it
Okay.
won't affect your makeup.
Right. Hey, I got a question. If you observe something like a weird skin growth or something scaly, or how long should you wait before you see the doctor? Because sometimes it's like you don't know whether it's a dried up pimple or
I
what is
see.
it. How long should you wait before you see us?
Honestly,
like a
if you're
doctor?
worried,
Yeah.
what I would do is number one, take a photo of it, because the most important thing that we want to know as doctors is whether it has changed at all. So I want to know the evolution of the skin lesion. Yeah, and then come in immediately because you never know what it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good advice.
Something dangerous would look like.
It's very hard to give a definition to it because there are many, many things that are dangerous and they look completely different for each one
This
of
is the
them.
one thing I don't want to hear.
No, but it's good to know that. I think maybe the point is like, as long as you're worried, yeah, take photos, like, Dr. Lynette is saying, and then come in when you want to, as soon as you can to see the doctor because it's making you worry, right?
Yeah, because when you go on the internet, sometimes it's divided. What your research, one doctor could say or one website could say, it's fine. It's just part of growing old or whatever. And someone else could say, oh, early signs of cancer. And you're like, wait, what?
Carol, is there something you want to tell me about since you asked this question?
Well, as you get older, your skin changes, blemishes, right? And there are like all these little bumps and little raised bits that happen to your skin. And I noticed myself like losing pigmentation. Like I have these little white spots happening on different parts of my body. Yeah.
We're having like a live
you see, white spots. I never used to have them. Like vitiligo. Is that?
No, it doesn't look like vitiligo from here, but I need to go up close to be able to tell what it is.
Come up.
Why don't you just show it to the camera? You know what I mean?
Or is it because I'm so tan and you know, or was it a bit
maybe.
of, or I drop a bit of liquid paper on my skin? No, just kidding.
Ooh, hey, can you give us like 3 things about yourself, Dr. Lynette, that will surprise us? This is just a fun question here.
Okay. I
think one is that you have no makeup on. That's for me.
Oh my goodness, this is life changing. I'm like, she's what?
I have lipstick on.
But what blush are you using? What foundation?
No, not really.
Are you joking? Even no
blusher?
No, this is the.
Oh
yeah.
my word! What? What is the procedure here?
Okay, my next visit to the clinic, you gotta get me on all those stuff. I want it all done. I'll bring Carol along. We'll all get it done. The blush, the blush is like
natural glow.
That's the Korean glass skin natural glow that you get from certain injectables.
I tell you, it's an app on her phone. She taps it
Have
and
you?
then it glows.
So have you had injectables?
Yes.
Okay.
That
What's
one I
that?
can't say no.
What's
to.
that?
So things like Botox.
So you can.
Profilo.
So you do that as well as at your clinic, fillers
Yes,
and Botox
I
and
do.
all that. Okay.
She helped me with my keloid scars.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
when
do
I
you
had
do it on
something weird.
yourself? Because you know what you're doing, right?
Oh, that'd
then
be
you
odd.
own self.
Yeah, what?
I'm very scared of needles on my own skin, so I can't do it on myself because I would flinch and it's not in the right position.
I think that's like number 2
Two.
thing about
Yeah.
Dr. Lynette that would surprise us, that she's scared of needles, but it's okay. Like when you jab someone else, it's fine.
Blood,
yeah,
you're okay, right?
because I'm not the one in pain. Someone else is in pain.
Hey, but Carol, honestly, I don't want to be like Botoxing myself.
I
even
would
if
do
could.
it. I'd be
Really?
like,
Babe,
yeah,
it's
it's like-
painful. You get
Is
injections,
it really?
right? Yeah.
Just count to 10 lah. Close your
Oh,
eyes.
sekali
Oops.
flinch.
But you can't close your eyes when you're doing this. You have to be accurate.
What's the third thing that we should know?
That I honestly used to have really bad skin.
No.
Yeah.
How bad is bad? Like eczema, acne?
Acne. It came to a point whereby I was working in the emergency department in the UK, and this lady actually said that she didn't want me as her doctor because she felt like the things on my face is infectious.
Whoa.
So she actually requested for a different doctor.
Whoa,
Okay.
did she say it to your face?
She said it to my face.
Ouch. So is that
Yeah.
what caused you to take an interest in skin?
Correct. That was actually what caused me to do a whole deep dive into skincare, find out about all the different ingredients, fix my face, and then decided maybe I should do it for other people as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love how it came from a personal place. But how long did it take for you to resolve this issue for yourself?
Honestly, it took about 1.5 to 2 years.
Which
It
is
wasn't
actually
a
quite
fast
typical.
process.
Was
Quite
glycolic
typical.
acid involved?
Yes, it was.
Look at you being all Singaporean patient, asking about specific
Actually,
ingredients.
There are some myths about glycolic acid. Is that something you can use on a daily basis? Even if you have no skin problems, you shouldn't, right?
You can use it on a daily basis. So I know there's this whole skin cycling thing that's
Yeah.
being trendy online, whereby you use acid on the one day, rest for a few days, and
Yeah.
then use your vitamin A after. But honestly, if your skin is able to take it,
Yeah.
you can always use it every day.
Depending on the concentration?
So it depends on how sensitive your skin is and what you're trying to treat at the end of the day.
Right.
Because different concentrations are for different skincare concerns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, there was this thing called Celavision where they were selling this product for skin and had glycolic acid and it was supposed to be good for your skin. I had no acne. I don't know why. Celavision like brainwashed me. And so I bought the product, started using it every day. And I realized my towels were discolored. Then
Sorry?
my towels started to get discolored. The part where I wipe my face,
Oh,
they got that had a
goodness.
bleaching effect on it. I know, and then I started wondering what is in this product.
So you
That one I
stopped
need to
using
see.
it.
I'm not sure what's
Oh.
inside the product.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the product, but I stopped
Very
using it after that
scary.
because they were ruining my beautiful towels. I love my towels.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we're about to jump back on air with more questions for Dr. Lynette. So join us on the Brightside on 1FM 91.3. See you guys.
Can you play the harmonica?
I can't. I
Okay.
can't whistle.
Oh my
as well.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't try. Alanis Morissette In my pocket. Never mind, just put your hand in your pocket. It's fine. Good morning. Welcome to the Brightside. You're hanging out with Carol and Lavinia. We're chatting with Dr. Lynette Yap, who's a GP, and she's got a special interest in dermatology and aesthetics. You can find her at NYX Professional and find out more at nyxpro.com. In fact, some of her clients are actually chiming in on Facebook this morning, telling us about how she's really got good skin, and we found out how she doesn't use makeup. She's actually here in the studio with no makeup.
And the rosy cheeks,
no
they're beautiful. It's no blusher, it's all natural. Hashtag bare skin beauty.
See it for yourself on facebook.com/1FM913. Okay. And she actually revealed that she had an acne problem when she first started out in medicine.
This is probably what, in your 20s?
In my 20s,
So
yeah.
adult acne.
Yeah,
that carried on
adult
from
acne.
like teenage years and all
No,
that.
teenagers, it was just mild acne. I had a really bad case of adult acne.
What is the cause of adult onset acne?
Honestly, all causes of acne, it's hormonal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the male hormone that we have in our body that actually cause you to be a little bit more oily. And then you just have the acne. The difference is that when you're a teenager, mostly it's on the forehead, so the top half of the face. And as we grow older, it actually migrates down to the bottom half of the face.
Actually, I feel it, no? Yeah, it's usually like my cheeks and my chin.
But it also does respond to what's going on. I noticed that when it's on your cheeks, on your nose, and on your chin, I read somewhere that it could be mostly hormonal for women. If it's on your chin and on your cheek, it would be a different, sometimes it's
stress?
contact or whatever.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There was
Interesting.
a few charts that I've seen online. Is that true?
I mean, unless you're saying that it's something that you're putting on your face that is causing the irritation and therefore causing the acne. If not, actually, it's all because of hormones.
Oh, wow.
It's interesting. It's kind of like a myth that Dr. Lynette is debunking here, and that's what we want to go into for this time around on air. Can you share with us, some common myths about skin or skincare, and then debunk them for us? You know what? I'm sure patients come to you and they say like, "Hey, this," and then you're like, "Allah," roll your eyes, irritated. Have you encountered that?
Okay, so the number one thing is someone coming in and saying that skincare is extremely complicated because they go online and they see this 15-step skincare routine that you have to go through and that it's so tiring, they don't want to go through that. But honestly, skincare is really easy.
Really?
In my opinion, anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to just have a good maintenance skincare, you just need to cleanse your face, moisturize, and put some sunblock. Just 3.
Okay.
Everything else that we add on is only if you have a certain skincare concern, like you're saying, I want to take away my pigmentation, my acne, or fine lines, and then we add in the other ingredients. But the basic ingredients, like the skeleton of a skincare, is just those 3 things.
Oh, okay. That is very interesting to know.
If you have no skin issues, I know a lot of guys, they don't bother with like specific face wash. They just use soap, but they don't have any problems with their skin. Is that okay, or should they be
Doing more.
Yeah.
So it's really hard getting guys to put a lot of things on your face. So I always say just moisturize. Make sure that cleanser is a good cleanser.
Okay, soap.
It can be the one for the body, but it just
Okay.
needs to be a mild cleanser.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So not something that strips away everything on your face, very foamy.
pH
and then
neutral,
you feel very
something,
dry
something?
after that.
pH neutral, something, is that considered mild?
Something that doesn't have, I always say the easiest way to see is if it doesn't have foam.
What? I like the foam.
Yeah, like
Because
my
with
hand
the
wash is
foam,
foam,
it makes
you know?
it a bit more drying.
Oh, really? So even for
Yeah.
hand soaps, I shouldn't use foaming? I love the foaming.
Hand soap is fine if you don't have any eczema or anything.
Okay,
But they
that's a
have
good
so many
point.
foaming face washes.
So the foaming face washes and everything, I feel it's more for like people with oily skin and you want to remove the oil on the surface.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Revelation today. Yeah.
I just thought foam just makes it more fun and easier to spread around.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels
Yeah.
a bit luxe. Like,
Okay, so less foam is good.
okay.
And then would be a good moisturizer. And of course, a sunblock.
A sunblock. Wow. But it's true when you say that it's hard to get guys to even do these 3 steps to do it properly. It's tough, man. Yeah. My husband is like, no, my skin is great.
Yeah.
I just wash with soap. Can already.
What about after sun gel? I know a lot of people, they do sports.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
an after sun gel or lotion,
Like
count
the aloe
as-
vera gel
yeah,
kind of thing.
Does that count as
That-
moisturizer?
It's so it's good for soothing down the skin, but it's not the very best at adding moisture to your skin per se.
okay.
Yeah. So if you have dry skin, that's not the best. Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of moisturizing, you know, like some people say, "Yeah, I just splash water, good enough."
No, so it's like patients with eczema, they always say, oh, I feel like I'm very dry, so then I will keep showering. And then I hope that the water would like diffuse into the skin.
So it happens, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes?
No, so
Oh.
if you think about it, like the simplest analogy I have is that when you go swimming and after like half an hour, you look at your hands and then you will notice that there are
Pruny.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's because your skin is losing water from being in the water.
Oh,
So
I
you
didn't know
actually
that.
get more dry if you are soaked inside water for a longer period of time.
Wait.
Ah. So
Mind blown.
yeah, so you mean like those luxurious baths we always see, you know, like when we go to a hotel, staycation, we do a luxurious bath. That's also stripping your body.
I mean, of course, you can do it for self-care and everything. And after the luxurious bath, put on a luxurious moisturizer.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, Dr. Lynette Yap, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning about our largest organ in the body, the skin. It's been so informational. And thank you to everyone who joined us on Facebook.com as well. And if you want to find out more about Dr. Yap and what she does, okay, you can find her at NYX Professional and also at NYXPro.com. Also, she works as a GP with your dad.
Yeah, with my dad.
Oh,
Okay.
so cool. Where
Yeah.
can they find you at your dad's clinic? What's your dad's clinic?
My next clinic is at Empress Road. So it's called Yap Medicare Clinic and Surgery.
Okay.
So you can go there for 2-in-1 consultation.
Or just go and check out her amazing skin.
I'm just here to see your skin. No issues with me today, but your beautiful skin. Okay, thanks. All right, thanks, Dr. Yap.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good time. Greatest hits. 1FM 91.3.
The